Mr. Tom Mpeti Ole Surum, he's a Maasai warrior from Kenya, and he is on now.
Cows are life for the Maasai. If there is no cows, the Maasai believe that they would not have been alive. The Maasai believe all cows all over the world belong to them. The main food is milk. We milk our cows twice each day. And on the special occasion, we also eat meat. And we used to go and take our cows to a different direction, and the other boys from another village will also bring their cows, and we also, when the calves are grazing, having a good time, we all, playing and wrestle, trying to see who was stronger than the other one. And then we also used to run and see who can run faster than the others. Of course, you play the whole day, you make sure that you take the cows to go and drink some water, and you look for a place where there is nice and green grass, because if you take the calves home and they are not full, they are not satisfied, and then you actually can be punished. Your father will have to give you a few canes because you did not really take care of the cows. If you lose one of them, you better not come home. You better sleep outside. The Maasai say, to make a mistake is not a mistake. To repeat it, it will be a mistake. And that is when they really give you a very good discipline, so that you will be able to differentiate what is right and what is wrong. In about 15 years old, between 16 and 18 probably, we are not sure. The Maasai don't celebrate birthdays like the Americans. So you don't complain when you're about 70 years old, 60. You don't know. As long as you can get up and walk and do what you do, you're happy. And in about, let's say, between 16 and 18, the boys, they complain they want to become warriors. And your father will ask you several times whether you are ready to face the knife. And you are supposed to believe that you are brave and strong so that you don't kick the knife. In other words, don't move your finger or any muscle in your body. They don't put any medicine or any injection to prevent the pain. It is all mindset. They follow you singing a song called Ole Surum. Kayembalala yoga gwana tunu zonga nemu to sara vakala ngi gwana nene gwan ko ido shuru tu nabgala makatere gwani lo tunga bangange bangar. This other gwana la yoga mala mai bangale mengu kutukie. This is to tell you that we have always been a proud and a brave tribe. We are all grew up like you. Nobody was born circumcised. We all passed the same procedure, and nobody ever kicked the knife. If you know you're going to let us down, you better let us know now, and we'll stop the procedure. Then you say to yourself, why should I be the first one to let my culture down? A warrior is probably one of the most important steps toward manhood in Maasai. A warrior is like the top of the line. Brave, fear nothing. Orpul is a place where the warriors go only eating meat and drink traditional medicine until the time all the warriors start shaking like that. When they start shaking like that and their eyes turn red, and of course sometimes the foam come out of the warrior's mouth, they know they're very brave. Sometime in probably between 1982-83, we organized a delegation to go and look for the lion. After the lion attack the cows of a village called Ilteregeyeni. It is always a dream of every warrior to kill the lion. When you want to be sort of a mega star, prestige, then you have to kill the lion. We have a very smart warrior who knows how to follow the track of the lion. Then when we saw the track of the lion, all the warriors are quiet. Everybody will be very serious. Nobody talk or smile to the other one. We say, that means all the warriors, their private part have shrunk. That means everybody is upset. And then I saw some yellowish kind of things. Now the lion, when he knows that the warriors are here, he will not even show that he's breathing. He doesn't move anything. He just sits like that. And then within a second, for some reason, I really see and I realize this must be a lion. Then I just say, let me try my luck. I speared. And then I said, I'm the son of Mwetalel, the lion belonged to me. That's my big dream, is to be like a very respected warrior and maybe a very good leader in the Maasai community. To marry many wives and have many children. To live in a very simple and nice and happy way of the Maasai life. Until one day, in 1984, we met with an American, and he was going to Nairobi, and he saw a group of warriors crossing the road. He wanted to take the pictures because we are very colorful with the spears and things like that. My other colleagues, they refused. They say, no, these white men is just trying to steal the blood or the spirit away from our body. I mean our soul. So I look at this guy, he was really eager. He had that big camera. And he was like, please, through an interpreter, because none of us spoke English. So when I told this guy through an interpreter to take the pictures, he was very happy. I told him to hurry up though, because I have to go. So after taking the pictures, he said, you are a very nice human being. Why don't you go to school? You can learn how to read, how to speak English, and get a good job and buy your father many cows. So I said, okay. And I went home and I told my father I would like to go to school. He thought I was crazy, and everybody who knew me thought I was crazy because I want to go to school. Especially because I was a very respected, well-known warrior. My father was upset. He beaten me very early in the morning because he did not want me to go and get lost to the Western world.
When Tom came there, he was in a class of very young children, boys and girls, and he was already a boy of 19.
He liked reading a lot. And in fact, you could never see Tom without a book. Here in this compound, he used to move with a book in his hand. Tom was determined to learn.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? How many of you know me? Can I see your hands? Very good. Now, in America, they have a very common greeting. Go like this. Okay, make your hands like this. Yo, what's up, man? You all right, brother? You know, something like that, huh? So, in Africa, I want you to greet me the normal way we do. Baba, soba.
I was reading all the time, day and night, carrying the books all the time. And I used to go and listen them when they are speaking English. And I used to, when I see something carrying a novels, I also go and carry a novel, even if I don't know how to read, so that I can look like I know how to read the novels. And people gave me a nickname. They used to call me Briton. It's basically the sort of a nickname for the white person. Because I used to speak English, and I used to speak like the white people, you know, how are you doing? You know, sort of just to sound as if that I have that very interesting accent.
It happens that the book that we have in class 2 has got a story of a boy by the name Tom.
They show pictures of Tom running to kick the ball. You know, Tom took the ball. Tom is taking the book. Tom is going home. Tom is reading. Tom is, you know, this guy is like very active.
He decided to take that name as his baptismal name, and that's the reason why he is called Tom Surum now.
And in the United States, life is very, 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 very different. In America, people work very hard. If you don't work for 15 minutes in America, you don't get paid for those 15 minutes. There is no time to go tembea ovyo. No. We have what we call entertainment. And many people who are entertainers are very wealthy or very rich, or they have a lot of money. Because the Americans, during the daytime, the other business people or people who work in the offices, they work so hard. And now, at the end of the day, maybe they want to go and relax. And the most famous game in America is what they call football. Not soccer like the way you do here. In America, what they call football is some very funny kind of balls. They throw it, and then they run, and then you jump on top of somebody, someone jump on top of you. You know, very interesting, very confusing. I don't understand it. Asante sana. Thank you very much. I forgot my glasses. I'm sorry. Ito ni nga waja ng kashumbay? Iya. Nakakararal la yun eh. Ito huwag kita yun yung goal.
He was always surrounded by the school children, the way they are surrounding him today. He was very humorous. He could always make them laugh. He was a friend of all and an enemy to none. And everybody felt so bad when he dropped out of school due to financial problems.
We need about 15 people, and you better put up your hands. Yes, my friend, come here, sir. Very good. Come here, sir. Yes, you little one. Come on. Come on, come. Yes, sir. Very good, very good. We are going to sing and dance a very good Maasai song. And of course, the name of the song is called Too Legit to Quit. And Everybody say, yeah!
Allah alara manya remu lengoro seto embari yengena ka jala cholege ndanage ngeri mugyane ndanage le kayoro onagu yani nayo nerwara serazira gwene nasur dolo bangara lalara yirmoran jumla ola le yo yala yala le yo la le yo la le yo ola le yo yala yo la le yo la le yo la le yo.
Kikorok was the first lodge in Maasai Mara. It was built 30 years ago and officially opened by the late President Jomo Kenyatta in 1965.
It started off as a camp for the explorers to stop over when they were on their way to Tanzania, on the way to Uganda and everywhere. And then this is when they got interested in making it commercial. We get people from all over the world, and the basic thing about the safari is to see the landscape, to see the wildlife.
The whole reason why I went there because the white people, they come to see the wildlife, and because the person who had advised me, if you go to school you can learn how to read and how to write, I was hoping that I'll be able to see him and show him that I can now read and write and speak English. They first gave me a job as a grass cutter and plant the flowers. And then I was promoted as a room steward. Then I worked there for a little while. And then I was again promoted as a sales manager. But I've always visualized myself doing better than what I'm doing. Then I thought of doing something nobody did. That is to dress in my traditional attire and give lectures to the tourists who come to the lodge about our culture.
You need a picture of me?
S'il vous plaît, please.
I started doing that, and that became very successful, such that every lodge in Kenya wanted to have a cultural lecturer.
Oh, oh, c'est merveilleux, wonderful.
Lions.
See the lions?
See the lion, guys?
Come to us.
We are going to finish the champagne if you guys are not going to hurry up.
Yep.
Very good. And cheers, my young lady who was flying with me, and you. I hope you had a good time, did you?
Oh yes, I enjoyed it, really, it was very good.
When you go back to France, will you tell everybody how beautiful?
I will tell everybody to come and visit Kenya, because it's the most wonderful country I ever saw.
That is very true. That is very true.
That's true.
But don't forget, how about the Maasai people? Did you visited them and see the beautiful? Am I the first Maasai warrior you ever met?
Yes, you are the first, because it's my first time in Kenya.
How did
and I'm
you-
so pleased to meet you.
Good. How did you think of me?
Oh, you are a wonderful warrior, very strong. You have all the power. I can feel it in
Thank
your
you.
hand.
Tell every lady you ever see that I'm a very strong warrior. Oh, good.
There's a nice selection of breakfast. There's bacon croissants, sausages, hard-boiled eggs, there's chicken, there's fruits, donuts, Danish pastries, beef Wellington, and if you like the...
How did you pick my family as your American family? How did that come about?
Didn't we pick him?
Well, I don't know. He came to America.
Well, I
That's
say...
my
You
favorite
also
one.
wanted Carla's Les Miserables, and she wouldn't give it to you.
It's all right.
I met Tom Surum in 1988 at Kikarok Lodge in Maasai Mara. Tom was working at that point in the store there, which sold a lot of tourist-type items.
And we were intrigued by him because we noticed that his ear was, I think, his ears were hung down low then. He didn't put them up over his ear like he does now.
So we went into the store, and there they were right. This was a very unusual young man.
I thought I would never really see Tom again. Many Kenyans give you their addresses. You give them your address. They want to come to America. They want to go to Hollywood. They want to come to New York.
And we had said to him, Tom, you know, like everybody says, you know, if you ever come to the United States, we would love you to be our guest and show you our culture. And one day, I got a phone call, and it was Tom. Tom, want a sip of Coke?
Yeah. Wow.
Want to offer some to Chester?
How do I give out this?
Just give it to him.
He'll drink?
We took Tom out for his first McDonald's, and you know, he was questioning us about this whole process of quick foods and wrapped up hamburgers.
Goodness, look at that.
I was so impressed that Tom had the ability and the curiosity to try everything. Can I have the can? I think you finished it, didn't you?
Yeah, why don't...
When Tom came to America, he got ripped off actually the moment he stepped out of the airport. He had $1,000 with him. That's all he had, and that was his life savings at that moment, and got in a cab. The route going to downtown Boston should have cost around $10, but the cabbie noticed this guy was definitely from out of town, so he charged him $100. And Tom got so flustered over it, not knowing if it was right or not, that he left his wallet in the cab after the guy dropped him off, which had $1,000 in it, and that's all the money he had to his name. That was his introduction to America.
See, these are all raspberries, different types of raspberries. You know what a raspberry is? And Cliff came to me and he suggested that we give him an apartment in a complex we own, which we did. And Tom set up house, and he had I'm not sure if he had a mattress or anything else, but he was there, and he had his bottle of milk in the refrigerator, and he was very happy because he was on his own.
Yeah.
You're a certified farmer.
Well, thank you.
Well, then we all started to brainstorm as how we could help Tom to really get established in this country and be able to support himself. And then it dawned on me that this was a perfect opportunity for young audiences of Massachusetts.
Hey, Julia, how are you?
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Very good. Maki.
Jambo.
Jambo Sana, how are you?
Jambo Bona.
Jambo.
How are you?
Very good, how are you?
He is very generous with his time and is really happy to discuss Maasai culture. And he'll go on as long as people allow him, which is wonderful, but the way that most schools are scheduled, class periods are roughly 45 to 50 minutes, and you have to stay within that time. So working on a program that would really fit within that framework was one of the biggest things that we've done.
Many thanks for sharing.
I think basically in 1 year's time, the number of programs he did doubled.
I love this, eh?
That's wonderful.
I know.
This is
Mpeti Ole Surum. He did a good job there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's a spear.
And
That's a
look,
club. That's a
there's your-
flywheel.
There's your no teeth.
But this is...
He came here very confident, and he's still very confident and very sure of himself. But I think his vision has become a little more realistic. He had been familiar with or seen the movie Crocodile Dundee, and was hoping to do a movie about him, maybe starring himself. So he's getting a little bit more realistic view, but he's also learned how to hustle and promote himself. He's picked up on that better than most Americans have, I think.
Did you give him some date though? The New York agency,
Yeah.
Bob Fettichel?
Yeah, do you want me to check?
Sure, please.
Did you have any specifics as far as the suit? What colors do you like?
I actually, I like blue.
In the blues, navy blue?
Yeah, navy blue.
Now here's where we create magic. See, and what I like to do also is, for example, with that shirt, you can also do a slightly brighter tie. With a little more coloring to brighten things up.
Okay, put this here. Look at that. Okay, this is very good. And I think I do basically look good in anything, don't you think? I mean,
well, depending how the colors are, because I mean, if you decide to put a red tie with a blue shirt on a green suit, it just, you have to be careful with your coloration.
okay. Oh, okay.
We'll do it this way first. It'll be quicker for us.
I love the way it goes with my shirt. This is really good.
I think you should get this one too.
Hi, how are you? Good morning, America.
Good try. Very good.
I think I'll use the British Airways because I'll get the frequent flyer mileage.
Wonderful. Frequent flyer miles are usually the most popular ones.
I know. This is interesting. Can you believe it? This is money?
The grand total is $1,877.
Okay.
That's probably a few cows, right?
Okay, Philip.
It was a pleasure once again.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Good.
much,
Thank
and
you,
have
sir.
a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye now.
Bye. When we went to Nairobi the first time, it was amazing. There is a lot of very tall buildings all over the city. And I was like, what is going on here? And millions of cars, big and small. And I was a little surprised because it appeared that smallest cars are more faster than the big one. Thousands of people and amazing lifestyle, very fast life compared to the Maasai way of life. Anything I do in Kenya now, anything I touch, it's always all over because I'm a public figure. When will that be?
20th.
Of this month?
Yeah.
Of course, where will it be?
Eldoret.
Hey, hata kama iko Mosiro.
Do you have a
All of us, the Maasai community around in town, we are always interested when Tom is coming. When is Tom coming? So when we meet, we say, hi. Have you got any message from Tom? Has Tom written? When is he coming? And when we know the date is coming, we always organize ourselves. We just sort of wait for him. It's like everybody wants to be a Maasai now because they are seeing Tom is really bringing something up which is good. They're reviving our culture. They're reviving our feeling. Tom is like Michael Jackson in America. He's a star. For me, it's like, I don't know, it's like Eddie Murphy or so.
Okay, come in. It's shallow. Good. Well, actually, you know one thing we should do? We should first start to see how you can stay afloat with just in one place. When we hang out together, we have fun, but sometimes it's actually one of us introducing the other to something they don't know that much about.
Yeah, now move one leg, like that. Move the other leg.
He's been great when we've been in Kenya together. He's taught me a lot about his people. We've spent time in his home area. He's introduced me to relatives. He has lined it up for me to marry 3 of his sisters.
On the side. Now start moving your legs. Like kick, but take your feet off the ground.
One time we were on a drive going up to Vermont, and we were talking, and Tom said to me, Cliff, when is Whoopi Goldberg going to be coming back to Earth? And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, well, she's in that spaceship, Star Trek. And I said, what?
We're going to try swimming on your back.
It turned out earlier that week, the Space Shuttle Discovery had been shown on TV. Well, Tom saw that on the news, and then he flicked the channel and saw Star Trek, The Next Generation, with Whoopi Goldberg. So it turned out he believed that that was real, and I was in shock. It turned out there were just so many things that Tom never learned about.
Set on your marks. Get ready. Go!
Okay. Good. 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 Red trunks, very Maasai.
There was a little white boy who was really Bongolala. Bongolala means empty brains in Swahili words.
Yeah.
Who came to the swimming pool and trying to teach a Maasai warrior how to swim.
Who was really Bongolala?
Oh, yeah. No, the warrior was great, but he just didn't know how to swim like a frog. Why is your nose so long, longer than you have lips in your mouth?
Because I have a beautiful Roman nose. At least mine's not squished like a buffalo hit it.
Like mine?
Yeah.
Oh, mine is nice and round, Cliff.
It's round like it was
nice
hit by
and
something.
round. Nice and round.
It is nice.
Yeah, and I have a little nice mustache also.
I know you haven't been shaving recently, but you've been doing your head a lot.
Because I've been busy, Cliff.
Yeah.
So when I woke up, I just want to get into
action.
Action.
Alaya, lala, ya ya, Taningana go nare gebale, be yellow wajeto rinyode, the jambe was ole wa lonyoge, one jamole sharo maenga, the jamole jeringa habori.
A friend of mine called me and said, let's see, this would have been in April of '92, called me and said, oh, you have to come see this guy who's performing in my daughter's school. He's a Maasai from Kenya, and you went to Kenya, and, you know, you just have to see this guy. It'll be wonderful.
She came with her sister to see me performing. And I think I was dancing very good.
And then my friend made sure that we got in to meet him. It was in between shows.
So they gave me their number. Then when I went home, I called them up.
Of course, he said, I'll come in street clothes. You know, I won't come dressed as a Maasai warrior. And I said, oh, I don't know, I'm going to recognize him, you know?
And actually, we went for, you know, lunch, then dinners, then lunch.
I think everybody who found out about it just thought it was so neat and so interesting, and you know, wasn't it great and interesting for me?
It was a little complicated because in my tribe, you know, you go to the elders and ask them, I want to marry your daughter. But I was told in this country, just tell the lady direct, I want to marry you, darling, or something like that. So I told her, I want to marry you, darling, and then she said. She said, all right.
Is there anything anybody would like to say? This moment?
Great experience.
Yeah, I would like to say, Betty's supposed to be crying, traditionally.
That's the most important part.
We sort of mutually decided, yes, we're going to do this, we're going to get married. It was sort of a given that, yeah, we need to do some sort of official ceremony here for it all to be legal and all that. But, of course, you know, we'll have to do the Maasai ceremony because that's what will be recognized by his culture.
We're waiting, so we'll be the last ones to arrive at the Tom and Betsy's house, and we'll be the last ones to arrive there so that everybody will be waiting for them. So we just have to sit here on the side of the road for a bit.
Is there a camera?
Indio, the camera.
Soon to be automatic.
I knew that I was going to be adorned in cloth and jewelry and ochre, and I had a fleeting thought, you know, oh, am I going to really look stupid?
The bride is refusing to enter the homestead before she is given enough gifts, acceptable gifts. And it's traditional that she makes such a move because she needs to settle down with something to preoccupy her.
Nobody really knows the number of the people, but many say anywhere from 5 to 30,000 people came to the wedding. I know we have about 34 Americans, a few British, Japan, others from the Iceland, and of course the entire Maasai. Even the sick one were there that day. The dance, the happiness, the beauty of the culture is there that day. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was the most colorful events ever seen in that soil.
Day-to-day life in working, you know, it's all logistics, how to get him to his performance every day and, you know, like everybody else, how to pay the bills and everything. And I don't really think of it as being married to a Maasai warrior. I think of it as being married to an entertainer, which is not easy, it's tough. But it's kind of funny now when I go to his performance, you know, I kind of, oh yeah, this is who I'm married to.
Killer, you and him. Ice Cube, Chris Tucker. I'm Miss Walker. Boy. Give me 3.5 minutes. Maybe even 4. Bernie and Mac. Lord have mercy. Johnny Witherspoon. Ain't nobody going to bathroom for about 35.5 minutes. Tina's You Sister and Neil on in.
I am not trying to look at that girl's boob.
With music by Ice Cube, Cypress Hill, Scarface, Mac 10, True Live Crew.
Hazard. No, I need a big smile, man. I need a big smile.
I work. Now I have the baby to take care of. I need help around the house. There's certain things that he will not do, and I don't think he ever will do. And I've accepted that, and that's fine. I don't think he'll ever change a diaper. I don't think he'll ever do laundry or wash dishes. However, he will empty the dishwasher.
Ricky, ask Mom to make us some Kenya tea.
You want some He will Maasai vacuum.
Hey, yeah. Maasai tea with a lot of milk. Huh?
He does help clean up the house,
How old are you, Ricky?
which is a tremendous help. And every day he surprises me. You know, I wouldn't think you could ever get a Maasai man to do that. And he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's just wonderful playing with him and interacting and stimulating him, and they have a wonderful time. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I try this on you? No, I will.
Can I touch it?
Yeah.
Actually, what the heck is it?
Very
Watch out, you
sharp,
guys, watch out. Hello, man. Yeah, let the warrior Jeff handle it.
It's big. It's big, huh?
This is the man right here. Parker, let's go.
Very big, man.
When a white person go to the Maasai village, the reaction of the children is the long hair that you have. Looks like tail of the white cow. They probably are a little scared the first time, but 2-3 minutes, they get comfortable to you. Why? Because they will have the feeling that you are human. You are a person like them. So when we all learn about ourselves and try to appreciate ourselves and accept ourselves and accommodate ourselves in a positive way and show respect to one another, it is very important.
This is Maasai Mara, right?
Right.
This is Kikrak Lodge.
Now we're going to provide you accommodation and the crew at Kikrak.
Yeah, so what I...
Transport.
This is a gate to the Mara, inside the Mara.
United Touring Company are the one who buy my round-trip tickets so that I can be able to go home and see my family twice in a year.
This is Narok.
Remember when we used to be able to take groups straight across into the Serengeti? Well, now, of course, the border's closed, but this, if one was to continue, here's the Serengeti.
This year, I went back home and I did a tremendous ceremony of junior elderhood. After being a warrior for a while, it is now time for you to graduate and become a junior elder and start planning your family and give the younger generation a chance also for them to become warriors again. There is a special cow that will be selected, and the cow itself will be slaughtered in the middle of the village. A special meat from part of the cow will be removed and will be roasted in the middle of the village. In every special occasion, there is always a lot of dance, singing, and happiness. And we have great singers men and great singers women, and especially women because they have very soft sound. It is always the work of men. You see them jumping, and they compete. These selected elders are the one who will come and give the meat to you. They will actually, the elders will bless the meat before you eat. And they say, may you succeed, may you become a leader tomorrow, may you have many children, may you be very wealthy, may you respect your people, may the enemy will never see you, and may you not ever see any enemy, and things like that. And now they are blessing you and welcoming you to the world of junior elderhood.
Sava. Jingo ready among namuga nabu yang kajian aku siya keranya.
Ore nkitwana toish nimiata lomani neaku egira kaagira nimiata entoki nidol kakure taabu lakini ng'ombe tiaki naa kaure tiaki naa kaanaas nemetii enkop nataana ana kagira kaaton.
Every boy say, I would be the best in the family. In other words, they tried to show the whole community of the Maasai that I am a good man. A good man is a man who cares for his family, a man who helps his parents. I'm in America, but I take care of my family. And I wouldn't want to see my father working or doing anything, neither my mother. They did a lot to bring me to this world. And the other people who have, of course, a lot of respect for me, not because of what I did for myself, but basically because of what I did for my parents.
I would like the raising of our children to be more like the Maasai village, but because we don't have a group of 10 huts that we live in with a whole community to raise a child, I have to resort to friends and family or hire daycare.
Let it go. Hi. I didn't meet you.
No, Anne-Marie Dangler.
Anne-Marie Dangler?
Yes, nice to meet you.
Tom Surum.
Tom Surum.
Yeah.
Yes,
From
nice
Kenya.
to meet
Maasai
from
warrior from Kenya.
Wow.
You have been
That's
to Kenya?
a long way.
No,
Never.
no, we've wanted to go,
to
yeah.
go for a long time. We wanted to do see the preserves and the safari and all that, but it costs a lot of money to go.
Now you're just visiting here.
Well, I actually have lived here for the last 3 years. And she's actually believe it or not, but she's my wife.
Oh, I didn't know
Look
that.
at this little beautiful boy. Boy, he's my, he's my son, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So, she's a lucky one.
Yes,
Can you be more luckier than marrying a warrior? Oh, I don't know.
So where did you two meet?
Some days I wonder.
Yeah, where did
we
you-
met native.
I was with the white dancer and she said, you can't beat
He's
that.
the man for me.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Maggie.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Good to meet you.
Take care. We'll see you
And
again.
don't be too American. In other words, we can meet and have drinks, whatever that means.
That sounds nice.
Go to Kenya, come back.
That'd be
I'd
great.
love to-
We'd
I'd
certainly
love to hear
like to
more.
learn more.
Anytime.
Okay, take care.
Thank
Nice
you.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Good to see you, bro. How are you?
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Hi, Tom.
Now, I've got a few ideas. But this is
Virginia.
Virginia on my mind.
Right. Okay.
And Virginia's on your mind?
And I'd love to build probably an educational cultural center. In other words, a place where the Maasai will, the people can come and learn about the Maasai.
So you'd actually consider building a Maasai type village?
Yeah, sort
where
of a
people could come
little-
and visit and see about the Maasai culture?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So who would inhabit it? Would you bring over cousins? And
Yeah, I
sort
would
of like
definitely.
their year abroad in America.
Yeah, I would
Except
definitely.
they're going to want to go to Disneyland as opposed to sit in a Maasai village if they're in America.
Where do you
Because
guys
in this-
get the finance to do?
Well, they see that's the real difficult issue. Because everybody can have ideas, but to bring it to fruition is the
the hard part. And what you have to do is you basically come up with a program of the ideas, then you go to financial institutions and basically sell them on the idea. And they want to know what the market is and what type of revenues you're going to have. Well, Tom, I know you've done a lot of things, and you've done things that people wouldn't even ever expect. Yeah. And so I know if you have an idea, you'll be able to do it. You just have, you just don't have to think about the whole picture, about what,
I don't want
so you take the idea from an idea to actually bring it to fruition.
Back home, they have looked at you as a very unique example to those people who have an ambition to achieve.
They say when you associate with a winner, you'll end up a winner.
Definitely.
And of course, I've always, I think I had a big ego or something.
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time.
Very high self-esteem.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to do better than what I'm doing.
That's right, yeah. Tom represents a new caliber of thinking throughout the Maasai community, because here is a young man who grew up in an ordinary Maasai lifestyle, had a burning ambition to achieve education by all means, and he did, and to raid the modern economy in a modern way. So to the young Maasai population today, Tom represents a determination to rise from the most humble background to the top of the world. So the kind of work that he got involved in, he should strengthen it by being able to articulate some of the most serious issues that face his community back home. Land issues, social infrastructure, environmental matters, wildlife, human conflict. All these are things he should be able to articulate even more.
Welcome to my little home. This is where you press the bell when you come. This is the veranda. This is the main dining hall. Oh, excuse me, not the dining hall. The living room. This is what I call guest living room. And a few nice little tables here, according to the Kenyan standard. Then this is the master bedroom. Someone was sleeping here. I don't know who was that. It's actually, again, it's not that very tidy. But anyway, this is a nice mountain. They call it mountain bed, 6x6. Very, very beautiful. I like it. And this is where you can, you are thinking, maybe you had a fight with your wife, or someone, you just want to sit and pray your God and think about good friends. You can sit here, relax. These are the arrows. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, now. These arrows, it's for my security guard. And if you look here, this is poison. Very, very, very dangerous poison. So when they shoot any dangerous animals or enemy, it will never repeat again. It will take only maybe 2 minutes and the animals is dead, or the enemy. So these ones are very well made and very different. Sometimes a bullet can go through and get out and then you'll survive. But this one, because they have the poison in them, when they put one inside you, you will not survive. That's it. And actually there, we have my mother's home. And there, you have Mount Susua. Mount Susua is somewhere there. And in a clear morning or in a clear day, you can see Mount
Kilimanjaro, right there, especially very early in the morning. So, welcome to Kenya, and especially Nairobi and Kari. Sandi sana. Yes, I used to be a moving wild baby. I used to be a heartbreaker. Whoa! Yo! Because look where Lambarigo Ardama Bangirigira Nangare Yolari La Yara Diele Megwer, the Balabarazanga Yeranga Yango Colia Begas, the Garabarki to Limega the Regingiliana Guyana Lamayo. Yumbo, 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 Yumbo,